Oh, we are going to have some fun today. We're calling out the bad behavior of dealership salespeople from across the country. Ralphie has put together a small collection of one-star Google reviews, and they range from sad to hilarious to outright infuriating. But maybe we as car buyers can learn something along the way. So this person left a review for a dealership that has a 4.8 Google ranking. You don't see that very often, so let's see what they had to say. I had an extremely disappointing experience with this dealership. From the very first phone call, I felt like I was being told whatever was necessary to get me into the dealership. Multiple promises and representations made over the phone did not match what I was told when I arrived, and it felt like honesty was not a priority. The finance process was even worse. The finance manager applied constant pressure to purchase additional products and services, and when I declined, I was met with stories and claims that felt designed to push me into buying extras I had already made clear I wasn't interested in. Okay, so right out of the gate, we have a big batch of nonsense. Let's set aside the fact that this customer obviously walked into the dealership and was presented with information that was contrary to what they were first told over the phone. That's one issue altogether. But then in the finance office, this customer listens to what the finance manager has to say, listens to the spiel about all the various products, and obviously politely declined. And this is when the finance manager decides to go into a bunch of stories to try and convince the customer to change their mind. I've never understood this. Rather than talking about the value of the product that you're trying to sell, you're instead trying to tell stories. I've seen finance managers tell the customer about their financial pressures at home and the mortgage that they have to pay in order to try and convince the car buyer to buy a product that they weren't interested in purchasing. It's insane. When did it ever become the responsibility of the customer to provide a paycheck to a finance manager or any salesperson? No, it's your job to sell us the product, to show us the value of the product. Oh, this one's a doozy. What do we got here? Hate to name people, but so-and-so is the textbook of a pushy car salesman and the main reason I did not finance. Repeatedly said over the phone I wasn't sure when I could come in, and he kept dismissing, saying things like, "What about first thing tomorrow?" I made clear both over the phone and as soon as I came in that I just wanted to talk numbers and had no intent to signing. He just kept saying, "What do we have to do to get you to sign today?" I told him I wasn't agreeing to anything without speaking to my girlfriend. He said, "How about you just put a deposit down now and speak with her tonight? What are the chances she'll say no?" This one's a headache. There's a lot going on here. You know, we got to bring out Ralphie's new toy for it. Where's Ralphie's new toy? So Ralphie picked this up for us. This is our Frank Costanza. It's you may have seen it here. This is our new way of dealing with frustrating situations. Our Frank Costanza Serenity Now button, and that's what this one is going to get.
When my blood pressure gets too high, the man on the tape tells me to say, "Serenity now!"
The thing that stands out to me in this particular review is that this salesperson actually used the phrase. What's the phrase? The phrase is, "What do we have to do to get you to sign today?" In a perfect world, car salespeople would never use that phrase. What do I have to do to get you to sign today? How about show me value? How about explain why the deal you're offering makes sense? How about doing your job? It is amazing to me that we live in a world still where this 1950s approach to car selling is still a thing. What do I have to do today to get you to sign? What do we have to do to put you in this vehicle? Come on, are you serious? And then this customer goes on to say that this salesperson kept him for an hour and a half. No, the salesperson did not keep you for an hour and a half. You decided to stay there for an hour and a half. Why? Why? Don't make me hit the button. I'm going to hit the button. If you are smart enough to walk into a dealership and set the ground rules, you have 30 minutes. You have 30 minutes to let me go on a test drive and to present me with initial numbers. I'm not buying my car today. If you're smart enough to do that, which is a fantastic approach, everybody should do that. You should never be in a dealership for any great length of time. But afterwards, stick to it. Stick to it. If you say you're there for 30 minutes, only stay for 30 minutes. Hey, sorry, Mr. Salesman. You know what? You didn't get me those numbers in time. You're going to have to email them to me. You have my email address. Got to go. All right, what do we have here? Avoid salesman so-and-so. He told me the brand new Toyota RAV4 was available for purchase today. I went to the dealer and he said there is nearly $5,000 extra to pay for the car. His price, $49,000 in change, not $44,000 in change. He claims he didn't know there was an extra $5,000 to pay. Nice try. This review touches on a problem that we've talked about before on this channel, and that's at dealerships where they have products that are in high demand. You're going to run into these scenarios where you're going to hit a dealer markup. So if you're going in and you're looking to purchase a RAV4 or any other vehicle that's in high demand, the dealer will approach it in one of two ways. They're either going to tell you straight up, like this person did, that there's a dealer markup on this vehicle because we don't have many of them, or they handle it in different ways that are a little shadier, which we'll get to. But in this instance, it's obvious that the salesperson did not tell the customer in advance on the phone that, hey, by the way, you're going to face a markup on this vehicle if you want to get it right away, which I really don't understand. It's a reality in this day that there are certain vehicles, hybrids especially, electric vehicles sometimes, where if you want that vehicle on the spot today, you're going to pay a dealer markup. It's capitalism. There's really no way around it. And I've said it before, I have no issue with a dealer selling their vehicle for whatever price they want. Just be transparent about it. Why would you not just tell the customer over the phone, hey, yeah, I have that vehicle in stock, just so you know there is a $5,000 dealer markup on that vehicle because they are in high demand. Please contact other dealers. They will likely tell you the same. But they don't do that. They just want to get you in the store and then infuriate you, which makes no sense. It doesn't help the salesperson. It doesn't help the customer. It doesn't help you sell a car. It just leaves the customer with a sour experience. And then for the salesperson to say, I didn't know there was a $5,000 markup. That's just absolute gold. I really don't know why these guys think they can get away with this stuff. It's just absolute nonsense. But here's a poor, frustrated customer who's now going to take their business elsewhere. Okay, on to the next one. I had a very disappointing experience at the Toyota dealership in so-and-so. I went in ready to purchase a RAV4 hybrid that was in stock, but was told I could not buy the vehicle unless I agreed to additional conditions. Specifically, I was told the sale would only go through if I did a trade-in and purchased add-ons such as paint protection package and an extended warranty. When I declined, I was essentially told the vehicle would not be sold to me. This felt extremely pressured and frankly unacceptable. I felt I was being blackmailed. So this scenario is the follow-up to the last one we had where the customer was being charged $5,000 extra in order to purchase a RAV4. But in this instance, rather than a straight markup on the vehicle, they're insisting that the customer, number one, provide a trade-in. Next, purchase add-ons, a paint protection package, and an extended warranty. Well, here in the province of Ontario, our provincial regulator, OMVIC, has a term for that. It's called tied selling, and it's not permitted to tell a customer that in order to get the vehicle, you must purchase these added products. Not allowed. The question is, will this customer go to the extra step of actually reporting this to OMVIC and hopefully seeing something done about it? Well, in most cases, no, that does not happen. But in that moment, you want to actually call the dealership out on that because they know they shouldn't be doing that. Ask them the question, say, so you're telling me in order for me to buy this vehicle, I have to buy these extra products. Do you know whether or not that actually jives with OMVIC regulations? And then watch them panic. Okay, next up. Our experience with so-and-so, the sales manager, was completely unacceptable. During our visit, the sales representative told us that the sales manager had instructed him, quote, if they don't agree on the price, just kick them out, end quote. I have no doubt that this actually happened. I even bet that the sales manager was counting on the fact that that customer could hear him speaking, because I'm assuming that they had offered the price that wasn't going to get any better, right? So either the customer is going to take it or not, they're not going to take it. But in this instance, rather than walking out and trying to have a conversation about the value that they're trying to present to the customer and why the pricing is the way it is, they choose to just throw out these ridiculous comments in the hopes that they'll rattle the customer enough that they'll say, oh yeah, I guess so. He's pretty upset. I guess I should take the price that he's offering. It's absolutely ridiculous. Walk out of your office. Have a conversation with your customer. Explain why it is that you're trying to offer value. But in this instance, it's obvious that this person couldn't do that. She goes on to say, hearing that made my husband and me feel incredibly uncomfortable and insulted. Because of this experience, we will never be giving this dealership our business. Customer service is at an all-time low. Do not go here. Yes, customer service in automotive retail is sadly lacking at times. It's getting better, though. We'll be honest, it is getting better. But I don't know what this salesperson or sales manager were thinking with that approach. I think maybe they were just having a bad day. So this customer updated their original review. Update. While the purchase experience was good, the experience since is the complete opposite. When purchasing, we were told we would have a 3-month or 5,000 kilometer warranty and offered to purchase an extended warranty. We declined. Okay, the dealership offered to sell them an extended warranty. We declined, but felt reassured with the small included warranty. Now, 6 weeks into owning our 2015 Pathfinder, and we have a $9,000 bill for a complete transmission replacement, and the dealer is doing nothing because apparently we should have asked for the paperwork for the warranty to register it, and we didn't. Since when does the customer have to ask for paperwork we don't know exists? Okay, so here's how documentation works. In the province of Ontario and many other provinces and states, the law puts the onus on the dealership to provide you with a copy of your paperwork right after you sign it, regardless of whether or not we're talking about the purchase agreement, an extended warranty, or a service plan. On top of that, the Motor Vehicle Dealers Act, it requires that the dealership register the warranty with the warranty provider within 30 days after you've signed that paperwork. So there was nothing for this customer to do. But where you can tell that this dealership is just lying outright is that the customer wasn't talking about an extended warranty, but rather the basic 3-month, 5,000 kilometer warranty that is offered from the dealership itself. And in most instances, that's an in-house warranty, so there was no paperwork. And this dealership was simply trying to get out of a big bill. All right, onward and downward. This customer says, very disappointed with my experience. We paid approximately $2,000 for gap coverage when purchasing our vehicle, only to discover after a total loss that the policy would not pay because it had been set up as a personal coverage on a commercial vehicle. What is even more frustrating is that the finance manager and dealership management have failed to take any accountability. Despite numerous phone calls and voicemails, our calls have not been returned and we have been left without answers or assistance. So first of all, gap insurance. What's that? Well, gap insurance is extra coverage that you can purchase from the finance manager at the time you're purchasing your vehicle. Let's say down the road your vehicle is written off for whatever reason. It's either involved in a collision or it's stolen. Now, your insurance company, they'll only cover you for what your vehicle is worth in market at the time of the incident. But what you actually owe on your loan might actually be higher than that. This is especially relevant if you've taken a debt from a previous vehicle and rolled it into your current purchase. So let's say you owed $5,000 on the vehicle you were trading in previously and you rolled it into the current purchase. Your insurance company is not going to cover that extra $5,000, and that's where gap insurance can help you. Now, it appears in this instance that this dealership really goofed. They sold a customer a personal gap insurance policy when they were obviously buying it for commercial use, buying the vehicle for commercial use. That was the dealership's fault. And this person is going to actually have a case when they take this issue to the provincial regulator because the dealership is going to be held accountable for this. Is it going to take a lot of work and a lot of effort? Yeah, absolutely. But in this case, it'll be worth it. The customer goes on to say, what is even more frustrating is that the finance manager and the dealership management have failed to take any accountability. Despite numerous phone calls and voicemails, our calls have not been returned and we have been left without answers or assistance. Yeah, stop the phone calls. What are you doing? Walk into that dealership. Walk up to the person who sold you the car. Walk up to the finance manager who sold you the coverage. Tell them straight out, you screwed up. I'm going to take this problem to OMVIC and report you specifically. If you tell a person working in automotive retail that you're going to take them directly to the provincial regulator, watch how fast their ears perk up. It's incredible to watch. Okay, I would rate them in the negatives if that was an option. I believe that's what this person is trying to say. Worst people to work with. Took a deposit before signing the paperwork. They will scam you by saying that agreement can be changed and canceled after signing. After that, they will lie and completely deny what they said and will not refund the deposit. Putting down a deposit on a vehicle. This is an important one for us to discuss. Before you hand over a deposit, you want to make sure that you have a written breakdown of the deal you're being offered. Is the out-the-door price exactly what you agreed to? Number one. Are there any dealer add-ons, like an extended warranty or rust proofing? Did you agree to that? Do you want those things? If not, now's the time to push back before you hand over a deposit. Number three, dealer fees. Are there any added fees there that don't make sense to you or you did not agree to? All those things have to be on a sheet of paper in front of you with the sales manager's signature on it before you hand over a deposit. Okay, next up. I visited this dealership to test drive a vehicle and discuss pricing, but the entire experience felt extremely high pressure. Both the salesperson and manager repeatedly pushed to make the purchase decision on the spot and used guilt-driven tactics when I said I wanted time to think about it. To make matters worse, they were unwilling to provide me with a clear written breakdown of the numbers to take home and review. The constant, "this deal is only available today," and "I went to the manager to get you this price" tactics felt more like manipulation than customer service. Oh my goodness. This is one of the examples as to why I say that the dealership process is broken. This is not how we should be buying cars in 2026. It makes absolutely no sense. To have to deal with comments like "this deal is only available today" and "I went to the manager to get you this price," like that makes no sense. We as consumers deserve a transparent purchase process. That's not a lot to ask for. And it's already being done. In other videos, I've talked about how I think the solution to all of this is direct-to-customer sales, similar to what Tesla does. And I'm not saying Tesla is perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but we should be able to go on a website, see the price of a vehicle, see the price of an extended warranty, see the price of any other add-ons that we're interested in, and those numbers don't change when you walk into a dealership. But this back and forth nonsense, this bartering, as another customer said, is absolute nonsense. And we have to stop tolerating it. I always compare this to if you were walking into an Apple store to buy an iPhone. Imagine you walked into an Apple store to buy the latest model of an iPhone, and you find out that the person standing next to you has paid $300 less than you because he either knows someone, or he's figured out some hack, or he's spent a decade figuring out the iPhone purchasing process. You'd lose your mind. So why do we tolerate this in car sales? And just so you know, it happens everywhere. This review that we're looking at right now, this is from a large luxury car dealership in the Greater Toronto area. And to the dealership general managers who might be watching, or dealer principals, those are the owners, train your people. Spend a little money. Teach them how to sell a car. Teach them how to not just deal with objections, but actually listen to a customer's needs. Now, today our focus has been on dealership sales teams because the mandate of this channel is to help you and other car buyers with the entire dealership sales process. But if you'd like to see a video about one-star Google reviews about service departments, please let us know in the comments and we'd be happy to do it. If you're joining us for the first time, please know that we have an array of videos here on YouTube to help you with your car buying journey, and you can visit carzuka.ca for articles breaking down each part of the process. My name is Thomas. This is Carzuka. Thank you so much for coming along for the ride.